Georgia has some weird fucking laws, and here are just some of them. Number 1, goldfish may not be given away to entice someone to enter a game of bingo. Because goldfish are pretty fucking enticing. Just think for a moment and put yourself in the shoes of David, an old man living in a senior center. You just got back to your room after a great day of water aerobics while you flirted with Maggie, the youngest woman in the senior center who just turned 85 last week. What a fox. And now all you want to do is go back to your room and sleep. But to get to your room, you have to pass the bingo club. And the bingo club is filled with some serious motherfuckers that'll do anything they can to get you to play bingo. Anything. But you have to pass by to get to your room. So you walk by, and who's standing outside the door but Alan? What an asshole Alan is. Alan's one of those guys that you feel like he might be your friend, and he's friends with everybody, but there's just something about him that just throws you off. But Alan, being Alan, comes up to you and he says, "Hey, how you doing, sport?" And you like when he calls you sport because it makes you feel young again. It brings back memories of the good old days. And you tell him, "Look, Alan, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me play bingo, but I won't do it. My bingo days are behind me. I don't play anymore." And he says, "Oh, come on, David, old pal. We need more people. You used to be the best at bingo. You gotta play just this once. It's only a $2 buy-in tonight. You know that." And you do know that. Usually it's a $5 buy-in for a bingo card, but tonight on Tuesdays, it's only $2. And everybody's got $2 to spare. But David knows that he needs to control himself. He made himself a promise that no matter what, he can never play bingo again because he knows what happened last time he played, that unlucky night. And what happened that night can never happen again. What happened was that David was playing bingo with his wife Nancy, and he won a bingo, and in his excitement, he stood up and yelled bingo, but when he put his card in the air, it flew out of his hand and hit the ceiling, and then it came back down and sliced off Nancy's head. Bingo killed his wife, and no matter how much prize money is being offered, David will never play bingo again. But Alan knows this. Alan's not an idiot. Alan went to Harvard for business. He's a good businessman and a snake, so Alan does what Alan does best. He leans in close to David's ear and says, "You know what? I want to show you something. I don't normally do this, but you're a good friend of mine, David. You've always been a good friend of mine, so I'll show you. But you can't tell anyone, David. You can't tell a soul." And David says, "Don't worry, Alan. You can trust me." And Alan takes David to the back room of the bingo hall, a room where no one outside of the main bingo staff is allowed to enter. People always wondered what was in that room. Maybe money, bingo supplies, massive orgies, nobody knows. But Alan takes David into the room and says, "All this could be yours if you just play tonight." And the lights flood the room, and David sees what tonight's prize is, which is a goldfish. But not just any goldfish. No, it's the goldfish. The one and only goldfish in the senior center. The goldfish that brought David back to life after he passed out. David was awestruck. He couldn't believe what he was witnessing with his own eyes. It couldn't be true. It can't be true. Oh, but it is true, David. Tonight is our greatest prize of them all, the big kahuna, and it could be all yours if you play just tonight. So what do you say, David? Will you take the goldfish? Will you take it and play bingo? And at this point, David's not sure what to do. He doesn't want to play bingo, but he just can't resist the lure of the goldfish. It was the goldfish that saved his life after all, and he has to win him, or else they're going to murder the goldfish and let it die. So that's why it's illegal to entice people with goldfish to play bingo in Georgia. And another dumb law is they can't have a picnic in a cemetery, and that's such a silly law. Who's having picnics in cemeteries? What? Come on, that's so silly. That's a silly law. You can't be doing that. You can't be having picnics in cemeteries. And that's it. So just to recap, don't entice people with goldfish to play bingo, and don't have picnics in cemeteries. Stay safe out there.